Hey everybody, I'm APH. Welcome back to Timberborn. Now in the last episode, we got our explosives factory going, which opened up dynamite. Now between episodes, I did create this channel right here as well as a channel here to expand out the fertile area. Getting started here, let's go ahead and detonate this and let this fill in. Now as that fills in, I'm thinking that we need to expand down here and create a district. Now I did place some stairs, but I think there's an issue where we can't actually clear out that tree. So let's go ahead and get rid of that one. Place another pathway here so that we can direct our stairs down this way. That's a little bit better. This area is becoming green again. We can go ahead and speed up time. Let's place a builder right here just for the future. I don't know that it's going to expand any further than what it already is, and we're going to place a builder here, getting ready to actually turn this into a district as well. So there's some things I want over here before that happens. I want to create a channel over to this little walkway kind of, and same with over here. Somewhere in this area I want to create a pathway down to this channel and create a levee system before I create this into an actual district. Up here, this looks like the prime spot to go ahead and unlock the irrigation tower, place it down, and then on this edge, now that we have water here, let's go ahead and get some water pumps. If I could get them spun the right way, there we go. I'm thinking 3 of them in a block here. We'll place some paths in here just to kind of block it in the way we want it. And from here, we'll go ahead and connect it to this side. I'm thinking some decorations in this area are kind of in order, as we're getting to that point where, well, we might as well make our village actually look good. And let's prioritize these up a little. That way they build before this water tower. And some water storage. I kind of wish there was enough room to place it this way, but this is okay. As it being part of the actual building, I wish like the houses there was a right and left facing of this, but it kind of makes it look like it's part of the building itself. Let's go ahead and drop our path here. And now for decorations, we can do, I'm thinking let's do a couple benches at the end and then do some flowers, some shrubs in the actual middle. Now we might come back and break this up a little bit. Yeah, let's do something like this and then place another path right here. This will get us up to this area, and I think we need 2 farms to actually make this happen. Let's get one up above with the actual irrigation there, one over here, because it looks like it will cover that area, and we'll go with a path here before I forget. And for this area, I think it needs to be a 50-50 mix of 2 different things, but before we get that going, let's unlock the beehive, and we'll try to get them spaced out as far as we can and get as much coverage. Yeah, I'm thinking right there. And now for the actual plants, looking at them, wheat takes 10 days to grow. So let's place this half as wheat, and we'll go ahead and place this up here as well, and then the other half will go as carrots, because carrots are for some reason struggling, and maybe it's time with our other farms that we look for some actual spots where we can put some beehives over here as well. Yeah, let's go ahead and plop one in there. We'll look for one in here probably the next harvest and one over here, and kind of to make that happen a little bit quicker, let's go ahead and mark the spot that we want. So I think it was 3. So that spot, and we'll do from the edge here, we'll do 3. So let's get that spot, and we'll kind of mirror it over here. Not going to be 100% coverage, and that's okay. More of our actual pine trees have came out, so we can go ahead and replace them with more maples. We're slowly replacing it. It looks like we don't have enough loggers to actually get them all, which is okay. That's what we want. We want a stockpile of wood. And we have no unemployed people. And if I look at the the housing district right here, we're actually getting into red. So we need a housing district over here, but I want to start out small. I'm looking at just 2 for now, and we're going to go ahead and pause one of them. And some actual houses in here. We'll get our paths and we'll actually do them correctly this time. And let's go ahead and get those platforms and get the path up. And I'm thinking for this area also, once we get our channel in here, and we might bring the channel from this way and bring it back. That way we're not disrupting traffic anymore, as it would kind of solidify this, and as well as in the future, we could place a dam over here to kind of really push water back this way. So that's something that I might do in the future. Let's go ahead with an extra farmhouse, as this is not getting produced very quickly. And that will allow us to put some more carrots down here as well. Let's go ahead and plan on right to that edge. And yeah, we'll go right to here with plans that we're going to place this as being a channel, as I said. Let's go ahead and prioritize building the houses so that we get our actual people over here, because with 0 unemployed, we got to make a move somewhere. And a lot of it is a lot of people went into these builders to maintain. All right, let's see what a path will do, because what I'm noticing, I'm doing a little bit of testing just to kind of see so I can make the episodes go a little smoother without any open air, is even with placing the road over here, I'm still limited to how far I can go. I'm not getting a red bar. That means that this isn't extended as far. It just means that's the actual range of our district. Now for over here, what I'm thinking, I want the district to start right there, but I want some amenities over here first. One of which is I want a large water, and we'll place it right at the actual... No, it can't go there. Because if I put my gate right here, that's going to really lock that up. Let's place a large water tank right here so it can start filling up before we actually unlock it, as well as the builders can actually build it. And then we'll want some actual, not the water dump. We want a water pump, and what we'll do is we'll pause them once they're constructed so people aren't actually working over here. And for the farming in this area, we're probably going to have a little bit of everything, but I'm trying to figure out how I want to incorporate this, as well as how I want to incorporate the actual connection of this water to over here. Now for over here, what I'm thinking is we're going to do probably right around here, we're going to place 2 dams, and we're going to create a double wide channel down. Let's go ahead and drop that down now, as it's going to take a while for it to fill in. And we'll take the water all the way over here, and then we'll replace the roads. Actually, we can remove the road, as it's not necessary until that channel's actually produced. And from there, what we can do is once that channel's in, we can come back with power wheels and kind of place power wheels along that channel. Place dams over here so that the water in here doesn't actually deplete during the actual drought, because this area looks fairly stable now. So the actual explosives, we have a decent amount of them. Let's go ahead and slow down one of those factories, as paper's becoming an issue with only having the 1 paper mill. And we'll look at an option for over here doing some actual paper in the future. Oh, look at that. I caught that just in time to see that start turning into the green. It's exactly what we wanted. Now let's go ahead and prioritize our farmhouses so that they're next, because again, carrots is really struggling for some reason. This area is getting ready. This area is getting ready. These guys are not connected because we put the path on the bottom, but we didn't put the path on the top. that connects them. For over here, I'm thinking we need some leisure. Let's go ahead with a rooftop terrace. And then we'll place a bench right here. But before we do that, let's go ahead and get a shrub back there. So we'll wait for that to construct, and we'll do the 2x roof up here. And I'm thinking we want water diverted over to the side instead of onto the actual walkway. And looking at our storage, I think it's time that we build a bigger storage. And we really could. Let's see how big the next storage is. We've already unlocked it, and it's all right. Primarily grilled. All right, let's unlock the underground one and see how big that is. All right, so that's not terrible in size. We might place one. I think we're going to level this in the future, so I don't want to place it there yet. Let's place one over here for our upcoming farms. We should have plenty of logs. We've got plenty of gears, and we've got some planks. Yeah, we've got plenty of planks, so they can build. And this we're going to double as food as well. Let's go ahead and path that in, and we'll go ahead and prioritize this. Now, I'm thinking I have enough builders to make a lot of this happen. Hey, look, our dynamite down here in our water is ready. Let's go ahead and detonate that. And that makes it the same height as what this channel is once we fix this spot right here. So let's go ahead and remove these stairs and remove this one. And we'll place dynamite in those spots too real quick. And I've got an absolute ton of dynamite queued up. Now, the idea behind this is, let's get rid of this platform, and we'll place a stair down here just so they have a path to get in here. But the idea is when the next drought hits, we go ahead and remove these water pumps, place dynamite in the actual spot where it's pumping water. That way they have a pretty good reservoir for the future where they're not going to end up being out of water. This stuff is coming together, and let's take a look at how they're doing with this dynamite. It might be, well, they should be building it. It might just be a lower priority because they're working on this area over here. That's okay. And we might need something in the corner here. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, we'll hold out on that. For over here, let's plan on, I'm thinking right in here for our actual, our channel. And we'll do the same thing where we do 2 wide. So let's drop that down preemptively and get it all the way across. Let's remove all of the trees that we can remove, and let's try that again. There we go. And this will probably take like a good chunk of time to fill in, and I won't actually detonate this without you guys watching, because I think you guys actually get a kick out of watching all that, because hey, this one's ready too. There we go. This area's pretty good now for the future. These single ones, I'll probably get rid of them kind of off camera, as they're not as big as the other, and we've got our fields cleared out so that we can place our beehives. Now, if anybody knows how effective these beehives are, I'd really like to know in the comments down below. We've got some areas lacking worker, but we've got 12 children coming up, so that should take care of that. We've got our carrots are pretty well set for the future. We just need to actually grow them, and we're pretty well ready there. Now, for this area, I'm thinking we place our next set of leavies right in here. As I go for the dam first, right in here. And we'll bring it up to 1 too high right there, to this height. And that will make this whole entire area 3 deep, which will really solidify that this area doesn't get dry during the actual dry season. And it should take it all the way back to here. That should make all this fertile. and then we just have to look at what we're going to do on this side, whether we import water or whether we try to clear out some to get over to here. Because we'll be able to pump water and bridge up. Now, we will have to... We'll want a bridge at this point in time, and looking at our paths and structure, I don't think we need the metal platform to do that, but we do have some suspension bridges, and it looks like it mostly just takes logs and planks. Let's a lot of this is a 2x gap. Let's go ahead and unlock that and take a look at how it looks. Oh, I need to actually build up to it, so we might need a 4. Oh, I get what it's doing. It's kind of like an A and a B there, where you place half the suspension on one side and half the suspension on the other. I get it what it's doing. Let's go back to the 2. Unlock that, and we'll kind of try to line it up with this right here. Let's go ahead and place the 2 right here. And we're going to go ahead and plan for a 1 on this side. Some reason I thought that they were different heights, but they are the same height. That works even better. Yeah, let's go for the 1 right here. Looks a little off. Okay, let's move it down to where there's the gap is 4 right here, just so it actually looks proper. That looks better. And what we might do is something like this, where we place 2. That way it looks like it's kind of a, you know, a more like one's a one way, one's the other way. But that's again, that's more for the future. This area, I really want to see it actually leveled, but to have that, I need more explosive production and more paper production to make it happen. Let's plan on a paper production powered by actual windmills, as this area is pretty well full, and we're running into issues where water is not moving fast enough to spin these wheels all the time, and I'm not sure if that's because I've diverted so much or if I need to replace these levees during the next time these dams with actual floodgates and adjust them. So maybe we break this down even further and replace it. And if we were going to do that, the best way to do this would probably be placing levees up to the height we want, placing our floodgate, and then blasting that section of rock at the end. That's something that I'm kind of looking at planning in the future. Let's go ahead and pause these, as we don't need them yet. I don't want anybody working there and filling up this water without actually the need. And let's place a storage over here. We'll go with a large one for now, and what I want is this to start filling up with food preemptively before we have to unlock in the, I think it's in the actual labor tab, we need to unlock the drop-off and the distribution center. Now, the distribution center, I did have a quick look at the building, and I want it right there. And what I was thinking with this is, let's go ahead and unlock the beaver statue. Oh, not enough actual research to do it. Oh, I spent too much. I'm thinking that the beaver, if it's a 1x1, we're going to place them right there, but it takes 500 research. So that will kind of go into place there. Our dynamite's ready. Let's go ahead and detonate it. Now, we're not ready for the water here because this is not ready, and it looks like, yeah, it looks like they can build it, so we just have to wait for it to actually construct in over here. We're going to want 2 paths in total. We're going to want one over here underneath the waterfall, and probably over here, and then we're going to place our power right in here. And we'll go ahead and take it as far that way and as far this way as we can. I was wishing that we could actually get one more. And what we should do... You know what? I was going to say we should place a dam there, but we really don't need to. But I really want that walkway. But I also want that last water wheel. Let's change this up a little bit, and we will go a single right here and a triple right here and right here. And then we'll put our path over the top of that. And let's go ahead and get rid of these two. And then we can place that last water wheel in there. Now as the water's flowing, that should give us, you know, they produce 180 apiece. So that will produce about 700 actual horsepower. That should give us a huge chunk of production, and then we can try to route that back up the hill for our carousel as we're getting going there, as well as, you know, because the carousel requires 400. That will leave us about 300 down here for doing some sort of production, maybe bread work. Now, the wheat is growing. It's about 18%. And taking a look at the actual crisper in the food, it's 60 horsepower to produce one wheat into one flour, and then the bakery takes one flour and 0.1 wood to make 5 bread. Now, not enough science. We got to build that back up. Yeah, that's a shame. I didn't realize I spent that much. I was thinking that the 4 inventors that we had would be enough for a while, and I might be wrong about that. This area is starting to come together. And where are we looking next? This area is together. We still are only having grilled potatoes, and it might be that this area just hasn't caught up. So I'm hoping I'm not going to have a die out here, as we still have 9 kids coming up. We have no extra laborers. And pretty much those 9 are going to go right into here. Let's pause this for the time so that it doesn't actually build, because I want to fill in the 2 water pumps first and fill up the extra farmhouse to maintain food. And where are we at with paper? Yeah, we're still lacking. But we don't have the people yet to expand that. Now, the paper itself, looking at it, it's 80 horsepower. We could place one in here. I don't like it being in there. If we placed it here, we could do an actual wheel, and it just wouldn't be powered 100%. It would have to place it this way, and then we'd have to gear it in. And the advantage of doing this is, yeah, it won't be powered 100%, but we can place a bench over here just to kind of give our beavers a nice place to actually sit. Yeah, after running on the wheel, they can just have a sneaky little seat there, and they're pretty much good to go. This area right here, I'm thinking we should place a bench there, and let's go ahead and get our actual flower in between. Have to have social distancing after all. Can't have beavers sitting next to each other on benches. Now this area looks like it's maintaining our actual potatoes are really struggling. I was hoping that by putting in the second farmhouse, and maybe it just hasn't had enough time to catch up, but it's actually lowering our, where we've got hungry beavers and we've got nutrition 1 is not caught up. So I might have made some mistakes somewhere in there of either expanding too quickly, too aggressively, or not placing in the actual hives quick enough. Now, dynamite, the explosives are not caught up, but paper is starting to. Let's go ahead and close that off And we'll just kind of wait for that, because maybe getting the CRISPR in and actually producing bread will help with it, as it's another food source. Let's go ahead and build up to here so we can replace those with actual dams instead of actual levees. And I think we need to be not quite that high, probably this high, to get them going. And that should allow us to replace those two. So let's go ahead and place our walkway. Yeah, we can place it this way, where we just go like this. And that should allow them to reach that to actually fill it in. And we'll go ahead and place our path down. Why are you guys thirsty? There is plenty of water. Go take a drink. Do we need to place another large water tank somewhere, guys? Because we've got water down here. Oh, there they go. They just... Maybe they're traveling too far. We did reduce the work time down to 15 to kind of give them a little bit of a chance to have an end of the day. Because what I was noticing in the actual well-being was a lot of... Even though we had enough actual social places, they weren't actually getting social. And so I bumped it down to 15 from the 16, and we might bump that down a little bit further in the future. Oh, look at that. This is starting to come together. We've got our next drought ready for the future, and this is coming together. Let's go ahead and place that last dynamite. That will be pretty well set. Now, it's going to take a little bit of time because we have our dynamite actually stopped so we can get these beehives going. And it looks like the main factor there is, in fact, paper. So let's get this next one queued up there. And I really think we need to prioritize getting this down. Because even if this only produces at 50 or 60, 70, 80%, and probably 80% would be my guess. What is it? 50 into 80. So about 70-ish%. At least we'll have more paper production to actually make this happen. And then, man, we've got a lot of hungry beavers right now. Yeah, they've got the nutrition 2, which expands it, but we just got to get that nutrition 1. So these looks like they're actually ready to harvest. So we'll go ahead and prioritize carrots over here, and this one we can leave on. Let's go ahead and remove the actual prioritization so they'll come over and help with this. And then by the looks of it, since we've got these houses right here, it looks like we're no longer... Yeah, it looks like their workers are right here, which is pretty close, is what I'm hoping. That way we're not losing a whole lot of travel time. I think this is a good spot to call this episode, where everything's just kind of filling in. I'd like to thank you guys for joining, and we'll see you in the next episode, where we're actually going to place down... We're going to bust open this waterway and let this get started, and probably place down our district hall over here so that we can start moving people over here. I'm not sure we're ready for over here yet, but that's something to come. Thank you guys. We'll see you in the next episode.